So I had a thought recently, and this could be a really big opportunity for Ted Lasso, but I wonder if they're going to miss it. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, I'm a geek, you're watching Kevin the Geek. I have been having a bit of a think lately because I'm getting ready to watch season 3 for Ted Lasso, and of course I'm going to be doing that, possibly doing a reaction as part of my thoughts process. If you like the potential idea of me doing a reaction for that, drop comments down below and let me know. But here's the thing, they deal with such important subject matters, really deep subject matters, like relationships, death, mental health, all these different things that they talk about in really deep degrees, and they really kind of go in hard to deal with it. But there's one subject matter that they haven't yet touched, and that is the subject of homosexuality in men's football. And there are some rumours going around and theories by people in the fandom about one particular character who I had this theory in my head, maybe 2 weeks ago. Then I started looking into it, and then I could see that a lot more and more people were thinking it. So I'm not alone in that. But this is the character of Colin. Now, if you can't remember which one Colin is, he is the Welsh one who bullies Nathan along with McAdoo at the start of the series. But more so than just bullying Nathan at the start, what you then see later on when Nathan does his roast in season 1, when he roasts the team, Colin is the first one that Nathan doesn't stutter over. And in the last episode of season 1, Nathan makes another joke at the expense of Colin, when you have the joke about the whistle not being blown, and Nathan replies,
"Is that the same reason why Colin said?"
And then you see Colin kind of withdrawing into his shell a bit more, needing to speak to Dr. Sharon in season 2 and trying to constantly build himself up. And every time he seems to build himself up, Nathan puts him down again. And all of that stuff, particularly in season 2, makes me wonder whether Colin is maybe hiding something that he's struggling with deep down inside. And I think that it could be that he might be gay. I mean, there was an offhand remark when Keely was talking about the new dating app that she was calling Banter. Colin piped up and said, "Oh, it's spelled like grinder." So you got a few different little subtle nods there. And so I really feel that if Ted Lasso, the series, doesn't deal with the subject of homosexuality within football, that is a massively missed opportunity. A, because, well, it would make really good storytelling. But B, because in men's association football, there are a handful of professional footballers who have revealed themselves to be gay. And a lot of them don't do it whilst they're playing. They do it either at the end or after the end of their careers. Probably the most biggest high profile one was Justin Fashanu back in the early 2000s. Justin Fashanu started playing in 1978, but he didn't come out of the closet until 1990, and he retired 7 years later. But tragically, a year later, he committed suicide because he was accused of having non-consensual sex with a 17-year-old boy. And he felt that he would not get a fair trial. Now, they have tried to really push inclusivity in football in recent years. They have a lot of charities and kind of organisations that really try to push home, having homosexuality be more acceptable within football. For example, they do things like the Rainbow Laces campaign to highlight this issue. And I'll be honest, I think there are a lot more footballers who are gay that are just so afraid to speak up, because football is such a, for lack of a better term, a masculine sport. It really deals with a lot of men who go to football at the weekends. They're shouting, they're loud, they're drinking. But then also, apparently there was a poll conducted, and approximately 93% of all the people conducted, most of whom were men, said they would still support their football team if they had a player who was gay. And the sad thing is, it's the same with racism in football. You know, for the vast majority of fans, racism and homosexuality does not exist in their minds. They see someone on the pitch. If they perform well, they like them. If they don't perform well, they don't like them. It's as simple as that. I've had that with players I like over the years. Like when I watch England, growing up watching England, when Wayne Rooney used to score a goal, I would love him. He would be amazing. But if he missed a goal, he was the worst player on the planet and he was trash. But unfortunately, you do get the minority. And I wonder if they could do a storyline where Colin comes out, he has to deal with homophobic abuse from supporters in the stands, and the team have to do something to support him. I think that would be a really good one, but I don't want them to include it for an agenda's sake. I would want them to include it because they can tell a really good story with it. But at the same time, they could talk about a really difficult topic in football that isn't really spoken about, and maybe using it in a show like Ted Lasso may get it through to even one person who would have used a homophobic term in support of a football match and who then don't use it in the future. So I think if Ted Lasso doesn't include that in season 3, I think that'll be a massive missed opportunity. But those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Please do remember to keep any comments respectful in the comments, but please let me know your thoughts down below. And please remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new. A huge, massive thank you to every single person who has subscribed. I have recently just gone over 100 subscribers, something that was beyond my wildest dreams a few months ago. So thank you so much for everyone who's joined me on this incredible journey. And make sure you stick around next week for the start of season 3 of Ted Lasso. Until then, my name's Kevin. I'm a geek, and you have been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.